Hello there, having a good day so far? Oh, me? I'm just making my own tombstone. Yeah, I might need it at the end of this video. Just what's wrong with humanity? Hello everyone, Mr. Daydream here. Welcome to the show. I'm not looking forward to this. Like, there are places man was never meant to go, and this is one of them. How could a site ironically deviate from what made it so great? I just can't take the site seriously anymore. I used to see it as a professional website for art, which it technically is. I mean, there do exist fantastic artwork on it, but for the most part, it's just nothing but garbage. The reason why I didn't make an account on DeviantArt when I was a teenager was because I honestly didn't think I deserved to be on this website with all these phenomenal artists. I thought I would be a disgrace because my art is not nearly as amazing as theirs. I shouldn't soil this perfect website with my drawings that are clearly garbage. It's not the right place for them. Keep the site professional and beautiful. Don't ever ruin it with terrible artwork. That's what I believed went through everyone's heads before joining the website. Boy, was I moronic and stupid and should have known better. Well then, let's begin the video on DeviantArt. Part 2. Man, look at all these pathetic drawings. I hate it. They're everywhere on this site. Don't these people have anything better to... Oh, hello! Okay, I've already talked about the lousy artwork in my previous episode, so I'm not gonna dwell too much on that. But what I am gonna do is take one last look at this one fan art I stumbled upon. A fan art of Brian from Family Guy titled, Heaven Gained Another Angel. You misspelled hell, but anyways, before I enter the dark side of DeviantArt, I feel like there are some things I need to mention about the site itself. I felt like I didn't talk about that much in part 1, so let's go ahead and do it now. As most of you using this website knows, DeviantArt has a mascot, this guy, who looks like a cross between Rayman and the Jetix logo. I know absolutely nothing about this character, but all I know is that he's one of the most unorganized mascots I have ever seen. Like, come on, man. You can't find the file? This is like, what, the 20th time? How about you quit acting all cool and all and focus more on doing your job? Are you crying? All because some pathetic wimp got too much butthurt and decided to quit the site for good? Come on, man. You've got millions of other users. Don't let this get the best of you. It's not worth it. I know this isn't a major issue, but what's up with the new DeviantArt logo? I look at it and it just makes no sense. The original logo was basically a stylized acronym in a box. I thought it looked pretty good. But what's this new one supposed to be? It looks like a hashtag that's slowly transforming into the letter Z, but then decided to stop halfway through. How else would you describe it? This is just another example of a company that tries too hard to make something new and unique, instead of something that actually makes sense. I bet you that the creator of this logo is some delusional artist who thinks they've created a masterpiece and that it's supposed to have a deeper meaning, but nobody has any idea what it is. But some old snobby runway fashion reject with too much money and not enough brain cells will see it as an amazing work of art and purchase it despite its unacceptably high price tag, thinking it'll be the next world changer. Freaking idiots. This is all starting to sound like modern art now that I think about it. Next episode. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about, OCs. If you're wondering what an OC is, OC stands for Original Character. It's basically just a made-up character, sometimes inspired by some form of media. There are two types of OCs. the regular OC, and the embodiment OC. Regular OCs are just that. Original characters. They can be their own thing or be based on a certain media. There do exist some really cool OCs out there, but a majority of them are pure garbage. Especially if it's anything Sonic or Pony related. Look at this. This is utterly ridiculous. Most of them aren't even trying. They just take the original model, recolor it, and add all kinds of unnecessary gimmicks. Psst, nothing personal, kid. This isn't original at all. They should just call these things UCs, uninspired characters. Spare me from that. The other type of OC are the embodiment OCs. Embodiment OCs are based on the creator. They share the same personality and traits. They basically serve as their avatar. When it comes to fan fictions, they're extremely common. Why they feel they need to be such narcissists to include themselves in a story is beyond me. Maybe they're trying to escape reality. Or maybe they just want to feel significant in this world by playing a hero that actually accomplishes things in life, even though it's all made up. Okay, I'm just kidding. There's nothing wrong by inserting yourself in a story. I know the feeling. You like to create a character so you can be part of the adventure. It's completely fine. As long as you don't make that character a Mary Sue. What is a Mary Sue, you might ask? Let's just say it's a character who is absolutely perfect, excels at everything, has no weaknesses, and is accepted by everyone with no problem. Those who don't accept the character get the short end of the stick. In other words, a Mary Sue is a lazily written character who is not balanced at all and is as interesting as an empty can of tomato paste. They're especially terrible in fan fictions based on popular media, because a lot of times they give them more attention and focus than the main character. Even more insulting is when they make the main character seem completely useless compared to the Mary Sue. The worst part about these Mary Sues are the people who create them. Like, they think they're geniuses by creating overpowered characters with no substance whatsoever and expects the audience to love them. If the audience hates them for obvious reasons, they'll be like, "What? How can people hate on my OC? Why, it's the greatest character since Batman. There are so many great things about him. Is my OC ahead of its time?" No, you're just an arrogant, delusional, moronic idiot. That's why. Now that that's out of the way, let's enter the dark side of DeviantArt. Also, some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion advised. Just why? This is one I'm not very comfortable talking about, but might as well get it over with. If you've been on the internet for a long time, then you probably heard of the term Rule 34. Basically, what it means is that if something exists, there is porn of it. What is wrong with mankind? And also, keep in mind, this applies to anything, yes, literally anything. Not just fictional characters, but even objects. Like this stapler, or this hot sauce packet, this empty bottle of Faxaconde. It doesn't matter how impractical it may seem, they'll find a way. Not to mention, there is another rule that follows Rule 34, which is Rule 35, which means if there is no porn of it, there will soon be porn of it. I know I've said it before, but what is wrong with mankind? So, surprise, surprise, people started drawing pornographic images and posting them on DeviantArt. And this stuff is everywhere. Is that why this site is called DeviantArt? I mean, that would actually make a lot of sense. At this point, they should just call it Very DeviantArt. Since this site has gotten a bunch of pornographic images by people who have nothing better to do with their lives, it has gotten to the point now where every time you post a new picture, you have to clarify if it's raunchy or not. And they've also included this option to show or hide mature content. All I can think is, why have we come to this? We now have people who get turned on by fictional characters to roam freely on this website and create pictures that expresses their inner lust and desire on a fictional character that doesn't even exist? Like, come on, go outside or something. It's just degrading to type in the name of a kid's show and have vile stuff like this show up. Can nothing remain pure in this world? If God needed a reason why humans are the worst thing he has ever created, this is it. You also have groups or clubs you can join on DeviantArt. There are a bunch of them. Wait, huh? What's this? Minion Yowie? This group is for people who love gay minions. Mature work allowed? The Rule 34 art I find the most disturbing are the ones for Five Nights at Freddy's, because, yeah, who wouldn't get turned on by something like this? In case you didn't know, the enemies in this game are murderous animatronics, and unless you know the story behind it all, the reason why they're sentient is because they are possessed by the ghosts of children. So let me get this straight. There are people who draw pornographic images of animatronics who are meant to entertain children, but became sentient and psychotic because they are possessed by the ghosts of children who were murdered. Why have we come to this? Oh, but it gets worse, believe it or not, because this whole Rule 34 thing is not nearly as mentally traumatizing as this next one I'm going to talk about. I have seen things I wish could unsee, but never will. So this is hell. I never have believed it. You remember all we were told about the torture chambers, the fire and brimstone, the burning marl? Old wives' tales. There's no need for red-hot pokers. Hell is other people's sick fantasies in the form of artwork. What has mankind done to deserve this? I'm of course talking about fetish art. For those who don't know, whenever someone says they have a fetish, it means that they have a deep obsession on something, and it can even get to the point of them being aroused by it. Fetishes can range from being normal to extremely bizarre. And most of the fetish art are extremely bizarre. There are tons of these on DeviantArt. They're everywhere. The most common one I've seen is this one called body inflation, which is where someone is inflated like a balloon. What is this? I don't get it. What's the appeal? Were they inspired by that one scene from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? You know, the one where Violet turns into a blueberry? Or does Dig Dug have something to do with this? Oh, but it doesn't end there. There's also this particularly weird one, diaper fetish, where characters wear a diaper. Male pregnancy? Oh god, no. Tentacles? Don't you dare get me started on that. There's also this other popular fetish called vor. I have no idea what that is, so I looked it up. And it seems to have a connection to the word vorophilia, which is the desire to be consumed or eaten by another person or creature. Okay. When I first heard of this, I thought it was going to be drawings of people getting eaten by zombies or monsters. You know, that kind of gruesome stuff. That's what I thought. And it would still somehow be more appealing than what the vor pictures truly are. They're like this. What the heck? This is... I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. It's too much. For those of you who have sickening fetishes, I have only one thing to say to you.
Stop it. Get some help.
It reminds me of that Nikola Tesla quote.
You will live to see man-made horrors beyond your comprehension.
He was truly ahead of his time. He wasn't talking about death rays or doomsday machines. No. He was talking about the vile pictures people create on the internet. The thing I hate the most with these fetish art pieces is that, unlike the pornographic ones where you have to label them having mature content, these ones don't need to. Because even though they're extremely disturbing, they don't fall under the category of mature work. They're not raunchy in the slightest, and they're not even gory. They're just bizarre. So even if you have the hide mature content enabled, you'll still occasionally see some fetish art when you browse through the site. Like, come on! There needs to be a new label for these kinds of art pieces. Is your art piece based on a fetish? Yes or no? DeviantArt, make that a thing. In conclusion, DeviantArt has gotten worse over the years. All these vile art pieces are mentally traumatizing, but despite that, the website isn't completely terrible. You still have talented artists producing amazing art, so I'm glad that hasn't changed. So thank you very much for attending today, and I hope to see you again. And remember to brace the world on what it has to offer, because it's not as innocent as it seems. Farewell!